Every Tuesday, we touch base right about this time of the show with Dr. John Braccio, as you just heard from Regional Psychological Services. Doc Braccio, it's great to have you back here on your morning wake up. I got to ask you, I've never heard of Locus of Control. Explain, please.
Well, I will, and it's actually a big deal, Mike. How does that sound? Locus of control it's really something very important in determining how you look at life. Okay, if you believe an internal locus of control, then you have the belief you can control what is going on in your life. Preparation, planning, and training dominate the thinking and direction you have in your life. Okay, but if you have external locus of control, so internal is where you believe that you're in control. External is if you're basically feeling life happens to you. You don't have control over it. You're like a leaf driven by the wind to unknown places. Day can be filled with dread and fears about what may occur. So just for locus of control, where do you feel the control is? And just really, if you think it's external, then you have to put up with a lot of things in life because you don't think you can control things. Now, research shows high achievement and positive self-image are enhanced by the belief you determine your successes and failures in, made by your own decisions. However, there's little doubt that successes are influenced by opportunities and circumstances. One may have little control, like illness and lack of opportunities in a situation can halt and negatively impact the success and self-esteem of almost anyone. A reasonable view is you want to have, if you want good mental health, is to have a mixture of both. You want to believe you can control what you can in yourself, but also recognize opportunities can occur separate from your plans and preparation. So the locus of control is really a pretty important concept, really. If you believe that you're in control, by your own decisions, by how you make your way in life, then that's very different than believing life happens to you. Like, oh, well, I'll just have to sit back and see what happens, or just, worrying a lot. People that worry a lot, they feel they don't have control of their life. They figure, oh, my goodness, what's going to happen today? Look what happened yesterday. Look what might happen tomorrow. And there's no doubt that things can happen in one's life that we don't have control. But if we really want to be as successful as we can, we have to plan, we have to work at things, and we have to accept both failures and successes as part of that process. So, again, I encourage, and I say you are a person who has internal locus of control. You're trying to control your own life and believe that you can. As soon as you believe you can't, and there are all these things running your life, then it can be a really difficult life that can lead to a lot of high anxiety and a lot of worry. So we want to be in the internal locus of control personalities.
Maybe for the most part, but you said there should be a balance, though. I mean, you want to make sure that. Go ahead.
Sure. Well, you need a balance. I mean, obviously, there's certain things you can't control. I mean, you can be in a system where it's going to take a while to ever get a promotion, as an example. Or you could have an illness, something that really slows you down. Or there could be just a lack of opportunities in an area you have an interest in, okay? That's part of life. Part of life is having to deal with where things are and the way the world is. However, the person who has the internal locus of control is always trying to find a way to better self, to move forward, to take control of their life. They don't feel bound. Like if they're in a job that's going nowhere, they're going to be considering leaving. They're going to be considering other opportunities. They're not going to say, well, this is my lot in life and this is what I'm going to have to put up with. And they just, nose to the grindstone, do it for years. And I see a lot of that, Mike. I see a lot of people that just got into a job, never really liked it, and they never really thought about leaving or doing something different. They just said, well, this is what I do. This is what I fell into. And when I'm seeing them, if they're really depressed or worried, and I'm saying, hey, take a look at life. Take a look at what might you be doing differently. What are things you can add to your life? How can you take control of your own feelings in terms of yes, you can make decisions that definitely impact your life. That doesn't mean you don't take into account the reality that there might not be an opportunity, a job at that time, but you're always looking, always have your resume ready to go, and they're just planning planning for the future, that type thing. A lot of people don't do that, Mike. Way too many people don't do that.
Yeah, I've had a number of people of late, and I don't know why, but I've had a number of people that, older people, that I've run into who are of the mindset, you're not supposed to like what you do for a living. You're just supposed to get your nose down there, do it, and suck it up, Buttercup. And I think that can be detrimental too. But okay, so how much does your temperament and how much does your environment come into play? Or how much of this are you really able to say, look, I'm going to be internal, external?
Well, I think a lot of this comes from early training. I think a lot of it comes from the mindsets, the tapes that we have in our mind when we're growing up. You know, there's a good book out, Rich Son, Poor Son, and it talks about how both these sons are successful. One becomes a bureaucrat, has a successful life. The other one actually is dealing with starting companies, moving ahead, always advancing, taking risks. Just a different mindset. Those are actually two successful persons. It isn't that you will not be successful if you believe things can happen to you, but it's just you want to make sure you have that balance, that you are, as you said, that, you just don't, Buttercup just kind of, button up, do it, what you have to do. No, you have to be taking your life and realizing, yes, you do have control, your locus of control. You can make decisions. And I do agree with you. I think in the past there are many people that would get into jobs. Now, there were different jobs in those days, not to bore a little bit, but people had these defined benefits. So if they put 30 years in the system, they could have a comfortable retirement with like a certain percentage of their income would be guaranteed. Those kind of jobs are really gone right now. So in a way, it can help people have more opportunities now because they now don't have the incentive. They can take like a 401k or their retirement with them and go to another job. So these are times that you really want to be, working on locus of control. But you raised a good point, though. If we grow up in a home where people are told, well, just kind of buckle up, this is your life, this is what you are going to have to do, and just try to get into that thing and move forward. Well, you may even have a relatively happy life, but if you're always worrying about someone might do something to you, you might lose this job or this or that. You have to always be looking for the next opportunity, even if you're very comfortable in the governmental or a business setting. That just doesn't mean you have to be wanting to go run the company. No, it just means that you realize that you're a valid person, you make choices, and you can make changes. You can move. You can literally move anywhere in the country. You can look for any job you're looking for. You can look for a job you work out of your home or you work in an office. I mean, there are choices in terms of even finding the right person for you. A lot of times I run into people that even married, often even happily married, they just ran into someone, they just kind of hooked up, never really thought about, are we compatible? Are these things that can work? So these are really it's a more important concept than you might think, this locus of control. If you have internal, then yes, you do believe you can make decisions, and with the decisions you make will have an impact in your life. But whereas the external, you're really worried about other people controlling you or life controlling you or fate controlling you versus the fact that you can make decisions and move forward. And adelante, the word about moving forward. This is the kind of thing that we really do want to do. We want to be feeling in control of our lives. It's really a very, very important thing. Very important, Mike.
Dr. John Braccio. Oh, man, I love it when you're on with us. And by the way, it's Locus, Locus, not locust. Because if you have locusts in control, you're talking Moses, and that's a whole other thing. Hey, Doc, have a great day. We appreciate you being on, all right?
I enjoy you, Mike. Talk to you later, buddy. Bye-bye.
See you later. BraccioPhD.com is where you find Doc Braccio here. We're going to take this break, come back. It's your morning wake up, 1320 WILS.